Hello and welcome to Ryno's Ravens review. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel. Well, Baltimore Ravens won yesterday against the New York Jets, as pretty much everybody figured. But it was not pretty. Yeah, maybe the second half was pretty. The first half was awful if you're a Ravens fan. Another very slow start to the offense. It just looks bad. It really does. So the key points I wanted to highlight, other than slow start by the offense, you did get a win against an inferior team, but you should have been up sooner. You went into halftime losing. 7-3 Jets at half. You kidding me, right? Wow, that's pathetic. Pathetic. That would be the word there. Definitely. Defense, on the other hand, played pretty good. Okay, sure. They allowed the touchdown. But at the same time, maybe if the offense would move the damn ball, maybe they wouldn't be on the field so damn much. Maybe the field position for the Jets would have been a little worse. The defense had 3 sacks and 2 takeaways. So, you tell me who played well, who didn't. It's 2025 in the National Football League. Yeah. Okay. One of those, first career interception by TJ Tampa. Charles Davis on a call mentioned something that, I guess I didn't notice right away, but I probably would have. Lamar Jackson having both of his ankles taped up. That's not something Lamar usually does. No. Not in the 7, 8 years he's been here? Something's going on with him. Something's going on with his lower half. Knee soreness, hamstrings. Now his ankles are taped? Huh. That's interesting. Yeah, that's somewhat puzzling. What else have I got? Oh, I missed. Marlon Humphrey had the other turnover. Punch out. Anyone surprised? No, not really. Fruit punch still lives. And, another key note. Tyler Loop, the kicker, penalized again on a kickoff. Holy shit. You're talking about that on the broadcast, too. Who's it? Jason McCourty, Charles Davis, and Ian Keteline? I forgot his name. Sorry, I'm bad. It's the same guys as last week. I already forgot their names. On the CBS broadcast. 4 times. That's 4 times that Loop has been penalized on a kickoff. Either kicking the ball out of bounds or not having the ball land in the landing zone. That's unacceptable. Come on now. What? I get that kicking a football off a tee is not something that everybody in the world can do. But somebody that gets paid to be a kicker is in the National Football League, and it's somebody that I guess technically got paid to do it in college as well, right? Should be able to not get penalized that many times. And oh, by the way, that's the most in the league, at least as of the time of that broadcast yesterday. So, definitely something that needs to be fixed. On the other hand, Jordan Stout had a pretty good day. So, punting, working out okay. Kicking, not working out okay. Wonderful. Yay. So you can see them on BaltimoreRavens.com. Let's get to this Game Center stat page, and we'll talk about a few of these numbers. Baltimore Ravens 23, New York Jets 10. Excuse me. Yeah, Lamar Jackson. It would appear that when Lamar's legs go, so does his passing game. I guess it's just there's no threat to run. He doesn't show it to the defense, so They're rushing harder because they have a chance to get to him. They're in his passing lanes. 13 to 23. That's terrible. That's terrible. And it's not like they got that much going in the run game. 21 carries by Derrick Henry, only 64 yards, which isn't terrible. That's a little bit more than 3 yards a carry. Of course, if he doesn't have that 16-yard run, then it's a little less, which isn't great. So 2 touchdowns. So that's something. Mark Jackson, I don't know, did he really run the ball 7 times? Because he only has 11 yards. I feel that some of those are sacks. And they're calling them runs for some reason. I mean, a sack is a sack and a run is a run. But, however, it's fine. Zay Flowers finally pulled the end around out. Now, the difference between a jet sweep and an end around is the wide receiver comes in motion before the snap. An end around, the ball is snapped. Then the wide receiver runs back towards the quarterback, and the quarterback kind of hands it off to him. This was more of a little pitch toss kind of dealio, but able to successfully execute the exchange. And Zay Flowers was able to get a few yards on that. It's good. Keaton Mitchell got a few less touches than I think in previous games. I don't know if that was because Justice Hill back. You don't want to use Mitchell that much because it's the Jets. I mean, you already lost the hurricane play, right? That's not going to be a surprise to anybody. Some of the shit that maybe Mitchell's involved in could potentially be a surprise to somebody. Now Keaton Mitchell did have a very long gainer that was called back because Linderbaum held somebody. So there's that, which is another problem. The offensive line blocks like a bunch of jackasses. Like, they pass block like a bunch of jackasses. They run block okay, but at the same time, holding penalty. So, yeah, definitely need some improvement on the offensive line. Need to get some better coaching in there. Need to get some better players in there. Because these group of assholes ain't working out. But whatever. Andrews only 1 catch, so no, not the leader in receptions yet. Let's get to... Let's start talking about the defense before I get too much into crushing the offense and how terrible they are. Come to the NFL.com page and we'll look at their stats because they have defensive stats. Still, to this day, BaltimoreRavens.com does not show defensive stats. Cool. That makes sense. It doesn't make sense at all. If you knew anything about the Baltimore Ravens, it don't make no sense. See right here, talking about the fumble, Gilman actually on the recovery, Humphrey with the punch out. TJ Tampa with the interception here, Roquan leading in tackles. Definitely got to Tyrod Taylor. Now, the difference between Tyrod Taylor and let's say some of these other quarterbacks, Tyrod Taylor actually can still run a bit for his age. He's in his... Man, how long... He got to be close to 40 years old by now. They said it. I'm sure they said it. I can't remember. The Ravens had him years ago. Years. He was Joe Flacco's backup all them years ago. Yeah, got going into the Super Bowl. He was Joe Flacco's backup. He can run a little bit still. He can. So he was able to escape a few times where the rush got there. It's just, again, able to pull a Houdini act. Draymond Jones definitely fitting in really well. Got a pass. You can see a pass defense here. Yeah, batted it down at the line. Oh, and a sack and a half. Tavian Bryan helped out a little bit on the last one, so he only gets credit with half a sack. Also, one of his huge sacks was close to knocking Jets out of field goal range just before halftime. Ravens actually had the last possession with 15, 20 seconds left, and before that, Jets were driving, and they were in a point where they could attempt a field goal. They're going to make it, I don't know, it would have been 50 plus. But, sacked by Draymond Jones, knocks him out of field goal range. That's a huge play. That's a huge play. When you have that halftime swing of, who's getting the ball after the half. I don't even remember who it was. I think it was the Ravens. But you don't want the Jets to go in there and get a score right before half. If you can help it. So, big play and a big moment. Batted pass plus a set. Alright, talk about Ajabo a little bit. He's all the way down here at the bottom, only getting credited with one tackle. But at the same time, Ajabo's getting more playing time. You're seeing him out there more. Now, the bad thing, he's not doing a whole lot. There was one play where he got close to Tyrod Taylor. Problem is, Tyrod Taylor is faster than him, so unable to bring him down. But, and I'm surprised that he didn't get credit with a QB pressure, because maybe I don't understand what the hell a QB pressure is. Because he forced Tyrod Taylor to get out of the pocket. If Tyrod Taylor stays in the pocket, David Ajabo sacks him. Tyrod Taylor rolls out of the pocket. He does end up... Does he complete the fucking pass? Did I write down where it was? What that... Playing a lot more. Did not get a whole lot. Close to getting a sack in the... Oh, shit. I was going to write that... Fuck. I don't remember where that was. I left it blank and was going to write down the quarter. Oh, did I write it there? First play of the fourth. First play of the fourth, I guess. Does that make sense? Because I left this space there so I could put in which quarter it was. And then I went in here at the end and put it in parentheses at the end of the statement. I don't know. Because I guess I made that note early before I got through watching the game. No, I don't remember where... Because it doesn't tell you where it would have been. It doesn't. It doesn't tell you where the half end... Or where the quarter actually starts. It doesn't start here. Well, shit. Left, that wasn't it. No gain, that wasn't it. It was either this play... Oh, no, wait. 121, where? Here. Has to be here. Oh, no, here. It has to be that play. Because I wrote first play of fourth. The timing here, you see 15. Oh, that's... So this is the play it is here. Yeah, it doesn't make sense that he doesn't get a... then an incomplete pass. And then a field goal. Yeah, why does he not get a pressure there? He essentially forces an incompletion because Tyrod Taylor's running for his life. So, what the hell is a QB pressure? I will have to look that up at some point. Apologies for not having that information already. Of course, it sounds like some ridiculous-ass stat that they just made up to appease the defense because they're not getting any stats. Oh, and I write Simpson and Gilman all over Taylor to force incompletion and hold the field goal. So then the very next play, yeah, they just credit Gilman here, but Simpson coming from, let's see, the left side of the defensive formation, at least Tyrod Taylor's left side. Gilman a little bit inside of that. I got to give credit to Simpson on that one, not just Gilman, because Simpson was there. Who knows if Tyrod Taylor is able to spin out of that or not? But that's just me. And I want to point that out because improvement by Simpson. So, yeah. Disappointing you had to give up another field goal, but it's fine. Then you get a fumble, then it's a turnover on downs, and then an interception. A turnover on downs where Ravens offense gets the ball at the 7-yard line and can't get it in. Wonderful. Leading into that, Lamar Jackson really is not making his decisions quick enough. I don't know if he's trying to read all the routes, instead of, let's say, based on a certain defense, I'm going to get rid of this route, and I'm going to get rid of that route, and I'm just going to read this one and that one, and if nothing's there, then I'm going to take off. His progression is just happening way too long, and his decision-making process has slowed down so much that by the time he drops back and then avoids the rush, and then maybe leaves the pocket and tries to decide to throw or run, somebody's already there in position to take him down. It's just needs to happen faster. Read your receivers, open, no, can I force it in? No, go. It shouldn't take that long. Now, to a certain extent, is it possibly taking him a little longer because he's spending so much time avoiding the rush because his offensive line can't fucking pass block? Possibly. Is some of the reason why this offensive line can't pass block because Lamar Jackson drops back 10, 11 yards behind the line of scrimmage? Yeah, that would be some of it. And no, the pocket is not supposed to be that deep. No. Somebody need to tell Lamar Jackson there's a difference between a tackle box and a pocket. Pocket has a bottom to it. And it's about 9 yards. 9 yards if you're lucky. It's more like 8 yards deep. But apparently Lamar does not know that. Somehow, to his credit, he only got sacked one time. It's better. That's better. That is an improvement. He did run a few more times, I think, than he did in the last game against who the fuck else? The Browns. But he's still... And you know what? Maybe it's because his damn pass is so... 56%. It's terrible. Progressions take too long, so somebody's already there. Offensive line doesn't pass block well. You might think that, how do you help a offensive line or maybe a quarterback that's a little inaccurate? Maybe make the throws shorter, quicker routes, shorter routes. Isn't that something that you might do? Yes, you can run some draw plays, you can run some screen plays, but get the ball out of your quarterback's hand quicker. There's a thought. You can't have routes running 10, 20 yards down the fucking field. Oh, well, I want Zay Flowers and DeAndre Hopkins to run two side-by-side slant patterns, and then I want Andrews from the other side to run a slant pattern. But so they cross, but it takes how long? Maybe they're more in-cut routes than slant routes. So then by the time Lamar Jackson has to get rid of the ball, 3 of his targets are in the same fucking spot. You got Justice Hill way out to the right behind the line. To the left. Behind the line of scrimmage with a linebacker on him. That's not really a good throw there. You got some asshole over to the right. I can't remember who it was over to the right. 10 yards down the field over by the right sideline. Excuse me. I'm starting to feel that between shit-ass pass blocking by the offensive line, Lamar dropping back too long, and taking too long to make his reads, and Todd Monken's shit-ass play calling and play designs. That's why this offense sucks. That's why. You got to change something. Look, some of these pass plays that Monken draws up, they probably would work better if you had better pass blockers on the offensive line. The problem is you don't. You don't have good pass blockers on the offensive line. Falele is a big, giant-ass run-blocking guard. He's not a good pass blocker. Voorhees, he got stashed in the draft, and everybody's like, oh, it's a great pick. You stash him. He's injured, but you get him in like the 3rd round, so like 2 years later, he'll be really good. But he really not. I mean, at least for pass blocking, at least from a pass blocking standpoint. Probably the only one that looks halfway decent as a pass blocker is Ronnie Stanley, because Rosengarten, he gets beat like a fucking drum on every damn play, it seems like. I thought he was supposed to be a good pass blocker. He seemed okay last year. Now he looks like shit. And part of the problem is now you got to have Likely in there to help pass block. You got to have Ricard in there to help pass block. Well, maybe, honestly, if you just chipped a little bit more, because I don't see a whole lot of chipping. I feel I see more holding somebody in to help pass blocking, like a Likely or a Ricard or a Hill or a Derrick Henry. Let's go to more chips and teach him how to chip, okay? You snap the ball, you go hit your guy and move him a little bit inside, and then go out on your route. Just go, run, hurry up, move. And especially on the right side of the formation, because if you force that edge rusher inside more, it helps keep him from getting outside leverage. So if Lamar wants to run out to the right, that edge rusher is not uncovered. But I just don't know that I see that much. You may think, oh, I don't want to do it every play. Because then, they'll game plan or scheme something to stop it. Who the fuck cares at this damn point? At this point, you can't do no worse. Can't do no worse. So what? Make them game plan for it. Because then you can game plan off of that game plan. Moves, counter moves. That's kind of what it is, right? Yeah. All right. Yeah, I said Monken apparently does not agree. Because I say quick pass it, potentially slow down the rush. I feel like they called a couple screens and I don't get it. Maybe it's me and I don't understand how screens work, but at the same time, like if you're going to run this tight end screen to Isaiah Likely, that edge man was at number 11 for the Jets. It's just all over. It grabs him, which you can do because he's behind the line of scrimmage. But since Likely's up close to the line of scrimmage, that linebacker can come in there and get a hand on him. So my thought is, why are you running it for a guy that's right there next to the line of scrimmage? You know? Because then that linebacker can get right on top of his man. Right? Duh. Also, you've been holding Isaiah Likely in pass protection. So, not going to be throwing no flags there at all. I mean, behind a line of scrimmage, you can't get pass interference, but at the same time, maybe you could get a holding call. I guess maybe. If Likely would actually go out to the route instead of just stand there. Because it was definitely poorly executed. From what I could tell, like Isaiah Likely not even trying to move outside. He's just standing right there. Oh, he's all on top of me. Go out. Run away from the guy. Run out to the right a little bit. Just stand there and give up. Idiot. Few juggled snaps. Luckily, the Ravens were able to get they did end up getting a touchdown on that drive. We're going to have problems with that shit again? Juggling snaps now, again? feel that there was a period in Lamar Jackson's career where he's going through centers. Bozeman did it one year. Who was it? McCary did it one year. Who the hell was that? Was it Samick was in there at center? Now you got Linderbaum. Had some trouble. So I guess it was, what, 3-4-ish years ago? Maybe? That they were having trouble with the center quarterback exchange. And cropped up again on one drive. Not good. To you assholes, practice so fucking little that you can't do a simple handoff. But okay, I guess it's not really simple. But you would think for a quarterback and a center in the National Football League, it would be a simple exchange because they practice it 100 times a day. Maybe I was in the Army too long. I don't know. But if you're not practicing that shit 100 times a day, you're wrong. Especially when you're fumbling the damn thing. Juggling it. We'll say juggling. They didn't fumble it. Juggled it. They maintained possession of the football and were able to, get a few positive yards on what happened 3 times. Once on that run with Flowers, and then once on a pass play to Mitchell, and then once on a run to Henry. You know what? I mean, that maybe it does kind of make sense because Lamar missed a few practices this week. So that should tell you everything you need to know. You got to practice. Maybe if Lamar's not healthy enough to practice, maybe Tyler Huntley should have been in there. Maybe he really should be. I mean, it was the New York fucking Jets. If you couldn't beat the New York Jets with Tyler Huntley as your damn quarterback, you know what? You don't deserve to even be on the football field. But maybe that's my opinion. Maybe I'm kind of an asshole. Which, yeah, I probably am an asshole. The way I critique and judge people. And I think overall that was one of the things that pisses me off the most. If the Ravens were able to get a few scores early, by the time, halfway through the third quarter rolls around, you probably put in Tyler Huntley. Get Lamar Jackson out of there. Stop having him stunt his healing process by having him continue to play football and take hits. Except you couldn't. Or you didn't. You couldn't get any damn points in the first. Oh, I'm sorry. You got a field goal in the first half. Against the New York Jets. That's terrible. That's terrible. Especially as well as the defense is playing. And okay, fine. They allowed a touchdown to the New York Jets. They suck. Well, again. Better field position. Maybe the offense hanging on to the ball a little longer. Maybe you take one possession away from the New York Jets. Possible. It's possible. But, no. Alright. I think I've beaten them up enough. So, let's get this schedule, wrap this shit up, and get out of here. We're very, very quick turnaround. Holiday, Thanksgiving Thursday. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. If you don't watch one of my videos before then. But you should. I should do one Wednesday. This Thursday, another Thursday game for the Baltimore Ravens. Not happy about it at all, but that's fine, I guess. This Thursday, November 27th, got the 8:20 game. Cincinnati Bengals coming into town. Yeah, I'll be able to do it on Wednesday. So that's going to do it for this edition of Ryno's Ravens Review. Please stay tuned for Wednesday, and I will preview the game between the Baltimore Ravens and the Cincinnati Bengals. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel. I'm the Angry Ryno. Dive in, Ravens.